Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is part 3 of my visit to Riverside Antique Centre in Sawbridgeworth. And yeah, so what happens in this one? Yes, bargains. I find quite a few bargains in this one and I do buy one of them. Yeah, I could have bought more, but you can't just buy bargains just because they're bargains, you know. You got to buy the things that you go, yes, otherwise you end up like me with too much stuff. So anyway, that said, let's get on and have a look at the glass. Spot this rummer here. So see, it's got these little printies, these little circle lenses cut all over it. Can you see there? So this is like a precursor to dimpled beer glasses. And yeah, so this is probably something like 1870 or something like that. It's quite nice. I don't know if I'll be able to find something exactly like it, but I know exactly what it is. We're looking at the Sowerby catalogue for 1874, and it's a bit like, that rummer is a bit like this one or this one. I have tracked forward in time and they kind of disappear, so there's none from the 1880s or 90s that I can find. I also went to another source, and so this is a retail catalogue from the 1870s, and we've got these here, which look to be exactly the same form as what we were looking at. And also on another page, we have this one here. Now the form where these little cuts, printies they're called, little lenses cut out like this, come on a rummer like this, really unusual. I've not actually seen one before, so I recognize the style. I've seen it before on tumblers, and I've seen it before on tall ale glasses that are like this but kind of come up to about here, but not on this style of rummer. So yeah, really unusual form, and it's probably from around this time because this seems to be when those printies were common. You do see them on later press glass, but I think the cut ones are earlier and the press ones are kind of following on. So here we go. I think that's when it's from, about that time. So here's something I've not seen before. The dealers dropped the price from 18 to 9. It looks very Scandinavian. Yeah, but I thought, let's have a look, see if it's got any names on it. And I picked it up and turned it over, and I don't know if that's going to pick up on there, but it says Dartington. Yeah, I've not seen this before. It weighs an absolute ton, and I think if you just want the Scandi look, £9. £9 for a massive piece of, chunky piece of lead crystal. So we know it's Dartington because it's written on the bottom. We know, or I know, it's newer than 1987 because it's not in my book, Dartington glass, the first 20 years, which only goes up to 1987, and it's not in there. And it's only £9, which I felt was super cheap, and it is super cheap. So I found this one, which is a bit taller, on eBay, and it's £39.99. So, and that'd be plus £5 postage. I don't see how that can be only £5 postage because it weighs an absolute ton. And then what did I find? I found this one, replacing pieces. So yeah, this is going to be a top-notch price, £54 if you want to buy it. But I found this one here, which is sold, which has got a hammer price of £38. So it does come with this clock, but I don't know. And it's got the label on it, so that kind of offsets the fact that it's got the label. And I think the label looks like a newer label. It's not a really clear picture of it, but that is the newer label, which is like a dark blue one with silver writing on it. So yeah, I think £9 is super cheap, super cheap.
Let's put a little glass dish. It's a bit like the Dartington thing I was just looking at. I'm not sure who this is by. It might even be Whitefriars, but I don't know. Quite a few Scandinavian companies did stuff like this, but yeah. We will try and find it, look it up. It might be Hadland. Yeah, they did something like that too. But we'll find.
I've been trying to find that bowl, and I know I've seen it somewhere before. I mean, I knew that Whitefriars did something like it. These are those, but it is not those, because these are not just plain round ones. Also, I know that Hadland did one, this one here, but this is more like a saucer than a taller bowl. Proportionally it looks right, but it doesn't look like the right shape. It's difficult to tell because of the angle of this photo, but I don't think this is it, even though I think it is blue. Yeah, I know someone else did it. It was someone like Costa or someone like that, but I've been through a pile of catalogues and I just can't find it. So, but both of these are, so this one here, this Whitefriars one is from 1970, and this one here is from 1965, so it kind of like puts it around that date. I know I was looking for other things that date as well, but yeah, no luck.
I found this really glassy bit. Don't know if I'm going to see anything good. You never know. I mean, there's a lot here, and some of it's going to be just the stuff that you normally see, and some of it might be something different and interesting. I saw this Ingrid glass vase in here. Yeah, so that's different and interesting. And if you're looking for something as a substitute for not spending hundreds on a piece of Whitefriars, this is the place to go. They're good quality maker, and they have this similar texture styles, and they've got different colours and everything.
I was really hoping that I'd be able to come back and tell you something a bit more profound about that Ingrid glass hut vase. Here is it, the same model on 20thcenturyglass.com, and it just says Ingrid glass hut of Germany 1970s, and that is your lot. That's not helpful to me. That's not helpful at all. These come in different colours. Obviously this is the amber one. We saw a red one, which I think is a better one. There's also here, look, if we go back, you've got like a taller one, a shorter one, and further down, where is it? There's a white version. But if you're looking for this alternative to Whitefriars textured barkware, look at all these different ones as well. So, and they come in different colours as well. The thing about them though is that I think the quality of them can be variable. Some of them are better than others. Like these are quite good. I think this one is not as good. And where's another one? Yeah, this one's not as good. So yeah, some of them are really top quality like this, and very close to Whitefriars in looks and feel, because it's also about how, you know, when I say feel, I mean actually when you see it on the table, does it kind of give you that feeling that it's like a Whitefriars textured piece? And these do, but some parts of it are a bit flimsy looking, so not so much. I just thought I'd say that. But a lot of it is very good quality. I mean, I gave one of these to my sister, and it looks like it goes with the other Whitefriars things I gave her, the other textured pieces, so it doesn't look out of place at all.
Also spotted this. So first glance it looks kind of normal-ish. Yeah, £16, but I recognise this pattern. So this is John Walsh Kenilworth. £16 is a bit under for that. Should be a bit more, don't know how much, but more than 16.
So that decanter was John Walsh Kenilworth, and Yeah, here's one here on eBay. This is the cheapest one by far, $31.88. Buy it now. I think this is a slightly nicer shape, but if you go down a bit, here's one. It's the same one with a silver collar. They want £199. Here's one. I think this might be the same as the one above. That's £104. So they do make, or people are asking a lot of money for them. I'll say that for them. So this one's 124. Again, this is an unusual. That one's an unusual shape. I do have some myself, and if it matched one of them, I'd have bought it to make a pair. Let me show you what I've got on my website. I've got this one here, which is the first one I bought, and I suspect that was like a tenner or something. And then I've got these two here. I think this one, I got this one at a charity shop in York, and I think I paid $2.99 for it. And I can't remember where I got this one. I think I paid a bit more for this one. I think it might come off eBay for 20 quid, but it had a silver collar, so that makes a big difference. I think I've sold this one on now. But anyway, you get the idea that there's quite a lot of different shapes, but it is this same cut pattern. We've got the cross, and then you've got a double line between them. Now, I do know that they were making this pattern on the continent. I think Hadland at least were making them in Norway, but I think they were using different shapes, but this exact same cut pattern, and it looks proportionally similar as well in the catalogues anyway. So you do need to watch out. But £16 for a John Walsh Kenilworth decanter is a bargain.
Also spotted this decanter here. They've got £12 on it. So I believe this is Richardson's, probably from 1850s or 60s. Look at this etch. I see the etch pattern on it. That is cool. I think for £12, I think this one might be coming home with me. This is quite rare.
So we're looking at a page from Victorian Table Glass and Ornaments by Barbara Morris, and we've got this picture here. It says water jug and two gobblers, blah blah blah, 1848 to 50, and it says the photographs from the Victorian Albert Museum. I did actually have a look inside the cover of the book, and Barbara Morris worked for the V&A, but I feel like that date's maybe 10 years too soon, or too early, I should say. But the decanter I was looking at, and that I did buy, had this same, although it was in a different shape, but this same sort of veining inside the leaves like these ones have here. So I think it's probably the same manufacturer. I guess it might be Richardson's, but I feel like these are more like late, especially this one and this one, are more like late 1850s as opposed to 1848 to 50. But they might know something I don't know. They've got all of the paperwork in the back, and I don't. It's difficult. But this book was written in 1978, so they will have access to something. I will have some access to some things that they probably don't, because I can just download stuff from the internet all the time. So anyway, this is my reference for that decanter and why I bought it for £12, because it is such a really rare thing.
Here's another Ingrid glass piece of glass that I spotted. This is not as good quality as the other one I was showing you. You want 22 for it, but underneath is this Stuart Crystal green fruit bowl. This must be like a 10-inch bowl at least. Stratford pattern. It's probably from the 1930s. Stratford's originally from 1921, but I think this colour's a bit later. You can see these ribs underneath. Yeah, that's quite nice. How much is it? £22. So yeah, that's a really good looking, useful fruit bowl.
In the last episode of this series on the Riverside Antique Centre, there was another piece of Ingrid glass, and that meant that I was looking at the Ingrid glass on 20th century glass. And here it is, all this textured, lovely textured glass. And then my brain went, oh, there's something wrong with that. Because this is labelled as Ingrid glass, but there's something different about it compared to all the Ingrid glass on here. So let me pick a random piece, this one here, and this is the top. It's got a polished rim. Yeah, the edge has been absolutely polished off, and this is true of all of the pieces of Ingrid glass, because I've actually been and had a look in 20th century glass. All of them have got polished edges, and that has a different treatment. So I thought, I need to figure out who did it like that. Yes, who did it like that? And I haven't been able to find an exact copy, but this looks like the best candidate. Selezione IVV Italian group, so Empoli. And if you look at this rim, and the texture also, this isn't the same vase, this is a taller one, and this is the only one that's here, but the way this is done and the texture is very, very similar to what we were looking at. So I think, to me at the moment, this is the best candidate for the maker of that little vase that they've got down as Ingrid glass. I don't think that it impacts the price. I mean, they've got £22 on it, so it's cheap anyway. And if they were to take Ingrid glass off there, which I think is probably less well known, and put Empoli on it, they would still get £22 for it. I don't think it makes any difference, but I don't think it's Ingrid glass, and I think it is Empoli. That's my thoughts anyway. So I've been trying to find an exact match for that Stuart crystal bowl. There's very similar ones. This is the 1927 catalogue, because the Stratford pattern is from 1921. And these are similar, but this one's got an inverted lip, and this one's got a bit of cutting. I mean, if you go through different times, there's other versions in the catalogue that are cut. So like you've got these ones here, which are all cut. This is from 1938. I could go forward. I won't bother going forward. The other thing I said was that it's not got uranium, so although it looks like it should glow in the dark, it doesn't. The Stuart crystal uranium green does not glow in the dark, and in fact, what I will do, I made a short. When I first started making shorts, I made some shorts called Uranium Challenge, and I have a decanter from the same range where I put it up against I think a web bowl, and to see how they would work. And I will bring that out of my archive and I'll plonk it into the middle of this video, and you can have a look at me talking. I think it's last May. So yeah, I'll do that, and you can see what I mean. These two things are from the 1930s. The one on the left is by Stuart Crystal. The one on the right is by Thomas Webb. Which one do you think is uranium glass? Yes, Thomas Webb. Its spring green colour is uranium. Yeah, Stuart Crystal is not. I bought a decanter, Quelle Surprise, he says in his best French, and yeah, not a surprise at all really. I find it very hard if it's a nice one and it's very cheap. Very hard indeed. And it fit my criteria. I've got a couple of others that are kind of like not the same, but you can't say, oh, it just stands on its own. It doesn't quite. So yeah, I bought it. Anyway, there will be at least 2 more parts. I think there's only going to be 2 more parts to this. So with that said, contact details for Riverside Antique Centre will be in the description below. References I use will be in the description below. And please remember to like and subscribe because it really helps my channel. Yeah, I'm on my way to taking over the world. And, you know, it's going to happen eventually. One day, 1 year, some point. But I'm having fun on the way, and that's the main thing. So thank you for watching. Have a good night. Good night.